Hey there, Leo Sun, Leo Moon, Leo Rising. Welcome to your reading for the month of August. Happy birthday to you if it is your birthday. This reading is going to cover a couple of things. It's going to cover the month of August, and it's going to cover that new moon, that full moon, that full moon in Aquarius that kicks off the month. That happens on August 1st. We actually have 2 full moons, so we get a blue moon, a rare occurrence this month. The second calendar full moon happens on August 30th. That one will be in Pisces, and in the middle of the month at 16. On the 16th, we have a new moon in your sign. And this is some really potent energy around all this. It really allows you to see your way into the future, to really see your way into the future. So my camera just did something really weird. Sorry about that. Funny look on my face. Okay, so overall, you have this card of endurance. You have the card of endurance, and it says here, true endurance is not based on rigidity. Right? So it's kind of like the strength card where, you know, she's able to coax open the mouth of the lion, right? It's not based on rigidity because endurance implies flexibility, not being locked into a position. Only by adapting to change can we stay in the race, and only by deepening our sense of purpose can we call forth the strength to win it. Continuity is achieved through movement and not by keeping still. That which has ceased to grow is degrading toward death. And by be actively changing, but stay strong and connected to your roots. And so it almost feels like this is interesting. I'm seeing a tree. I'm seeing a tree. Be strong and connected to your roots and have the endurance, but it is the mighty oaks that fall in the hurricanes, while the palm trees remain in the upright position because they can bend, they can sway. And so so bending is not breaking. Bending is not breaking. Sometimes staying in one attitude or trying to force something to be a certain way creates more problems. Interesting. Your cards are coming in oddly. Okay, so your key to the situation here is you have this card of going within, of getting out of your head and into your heart. Oh, I love it. So Venus is currently stationed retrograde in your sign, and she will be retrograde in your sign throughout the month of August. She's helping you to remember who you are, to empower you. She's going to retrograde from 28 degrees all the way back. I'm going to show you these cards and then we'll put them back in, because there's too many, it doesn't make sense, but they do seem to carry a message. You have the 9 of Cups, but this is the spiritually, divinely guided 9 of Cups, not the smug, I've got everything, but this is about remembering the Spirit is bringing things to you. Here we have the 2 of Cups. This is within yourself, within your sense of subconscious. It's the yin being open to receiving and the yang being open to give and receive and balance there, because you have this double card here, which is about being trapped and stuck. Only actually you're not. You're free to move about the place. Only you feel that way. You feel like there's a situation that's controlling you, when in reality you have the control and you can simply lift the chains from you and exit the situation. And the 7 of Cups, of having multiple options, and that can create this sense of oh my God, there's too many options. How do I figure this out, right? So I'm gonna put these back in here and we're gonna keep going. That 9 of Cups did not want to stay in the deck, FYI. Okay, so let's see what else we get here. So we have this card here of this 4 of Swords, which is not this 4 of Swords. This 4 of Swords, this is rest and repose while the city is burning around you, and going within and offering to the universe. Offering to the universe your sense of joy and happiness, not as a sacrifice, but as the universe within you, the one that wants to come into alignment. It is finding the peace and the dreams and the goals within you. Wow. Okay. Ace of Wands. Spiritually, divinely guided. On this side of the Ace of Wands, this is the Viceversa deck. This is not the side you got, but on this one, it's a bolt of lightning that is inspiring you. But in this one, it is in developing of the spiritual. Wow. It is in developing of the spiritual. At the top of the deck, we have this other one where Spirit is coming in. You can see Spirit is bringing you through your time when you go within. When you go within, when you're willing to go within and ask the universe to help you fill up your cup of joy by you becoming centered, and this is you being open to receiving. Look at how much is being received, because look, these cups right here, they're splashing, right? They're splashing, and this one that she's holding is overflowing. That is because you are open and you are receiving from the universe. They're splashing because there's more joy being brought in. There's a request. There's a request that comes from you to go within. When you go within to search in your heart space for what it is that brings joy. And Spirit is bringing you messages. Here we've got the red hawk. Here we have an eagle coming in. This is the hermit that is very much enlightened. Here we have the red dog and the white dog, which in this deck are, I believe they pull the chariot. And so there is this energy here of willpower, endurance, stamina, and also a conscious choice and decision to move in this way. And so where there is a will, there is a way. But you may have the will, but you can't seem to navigate. Well, okay, so I want things to change. I don't want to be in this energy. That's my will. My way forward, though, seems to be confused. And so, again, you're being asked to go within. She's here with this Two of Swords, and she's got her heart, protecting her heart, and she is facing the storm, using her intuition. Using your intuition. Going within the answer that you seek to find the way. It's within. And so it's a new idea coming in. That's why you have to be flexible in your thoughts and be opening in the heart space. Wow, that's a lot. I think Venus retrograde has got you going inside a lot. We've got a lot of this energy here of the need to pull our energy in and be willing to walk away from what doesn't work for us, and being willing to stand still in the storm and search inside for the answer, because the answer is not out there. The answer is not out there. It's in here. The card of Judgment. This is the decision making. This is trying to figure out which way to go, which way do we choose, where do we go from here. This is in the area of your thoughts. You are at a decision point, right? Your rigidity, your determination to hold tight to something that isn't working is clearly you've decided that's not working, because you're in the heart space. There is a knowingness that it's the Eight of Cups. It's time to walk away from a situation. That being said, it's a difficult choice. And yet he's walking toward peace, right? Those cups are not tipped over. There's not a battle. There's not a fight. It's that this situation is not emotionally satisfying. Remember, we had the Nine of Cups. We had the Nine of Cups in that group of cards that came out. And so it's that there's this, it almost feels like, because they fell out right after this card came out, right? And so it's almost like the story that comes after this. To find that peace and that serenity inside of you, there's a need to work with your higher self and search for the answers that are inside of you. You have the Sun and the Moon here. There's the Sun and the Moon on this card right here of the Eight of Cups. And then here we have the Sun and here we have the Moon. The challenge is believing that you are safe and protected. So there's the Eye of Ra. You're being watched over. It represents that the sun is still there, but it's like it's either dusk or dawn, and it feels it looks more like a sunrise to me. And so it's like waiting for the sun to come up over and knowing that there's a dawn of a new day, and there's two soldiers on the wall that's protecting these this inner child and your conscious mind, and your willingness to have to find the joy and to create. And so the challenge, and here we have the sun in all of its glory, is to find the sun, to figure out where it is we rise from, where it is that we go from here. But the answer is inside. Because how do you transform the situation? With this moon card here. And if you have Cancer strong in your chart, that is the symbol of Cancer there. There's an eclipse. It's when the sun and the moon come together. She is holding in her hands two different options. And it is about choosing which direction to go in. There's a lot of choice here between these cards of which direction we go from here. And the need to go inside to find the answer. It's not out there. And the endurance is the willingness to stand still until you have the answer and be willing to be flexible, to shift, to change without losing yourself, right? Planting your roots. So you know who you are. But who you are and in which direction you grow from here, there's a flexibility. It's almost like the aspen tree, really. The aspen tree will send out shoots, and it'll come up over here and over there, and they all communicate with each other underneath the ground, and they're all part of the same tree system. And so if part of the tree gets diseased and it's dying off, it shoots off in new directions. And so the original energy of the tree still exists. It just exists in new parts. And so there's kind of like this energy going on. So you have here in the area of resources. In the area of resources, you have the Five of Pentacles. In this Five of Pentacles, we have the pauper sitting on the outside, wanting to go in. Here, this guy has wealth, and he's on the inside. And he's still in his head. And it's as though if he could learn how to give, right? Because the next iteration is the Six of Pentacles, where the balance is where we give and receive in balance. And so this is up in the head. He looks like he's a headache, or is discouraged or whatever. I feel like you have enough, but do you recognize it? And part of that would come from where can you give some of your energy? And it's not always about money. Sometimes it's your ability to love, to care for someone else. It's the where you help out. It's where you volunteer. It's where you mentor. Mentoring could be something that you do for free, like going over to the school and helping some child learn how to read. Or mentoring could be your coworker who, if they knew how to do what you could do, would also be able to increase how much money they're making. Or they would position themselves to be able to take over your job because you're going to elevate and you don't leave a big hole behind. And so there's this need to kind of to develop and to grow, but something about this energy is very stressful. And in the heart space, you're doing a battle. There is a battle. You feel like you are under attack here. And this month's going to require your strength and your endurance. This full moon that we are having on the 1st, it's a T-square. So the sun is opposing the moon. The moon is in Aquarius. So here's the moon in Aquarius. Here's the sun. You know, they're challenging each other. And the outlet point, the place there where this energy releases, is at Jupiter in Taurus. Where do I expand? And so it really feels like that Seven of Cups energy, right? The big stressor is which option do I choose? What choice do I make? What really resonates in the heart space? What will fill me up with joy? That's the key to figuring out the situation. And the message, the answer to that is within. Look, you have the Knight of Swords. And this Knight of Swords has made a decision and he's moving forward. Here, though, he's in the battle. But you got this side. And right here in front of him are a bunch of barn swallows. And the thing about a barn swallow, specifically as a spiritual messenger, it is messages from your loved ones that have crossed over. So here you are being led and guided by your spirit guide team that is your ancestral line. They are connecting with you and helping you to find the way forward with your sword of truth of what really resonates for you. And so everything that you need is inside of you, this connecting with spirit. And this war that's battling here, this is a war that's raging inside of you. We've got the eruption. It's like the storm energy right here. But the clouds are clearing here. And I think this month, probably by the time we get to the end of the month, you will have figured out what direction to go in. That new moon that we have in your sign, it's at 23 degrees, and it happens on the 16th. That new moon becomes a full moon in just a year and a half. And when it becomes a full moon, Chiron, which has just turned retrograde, will be stationed direct and will be at the same place that it is right now, the same degree point. And somebody else is at the same place. Chiron and somebody else. But there are planets that are in the same location. I think it might be Uranus and Taurus is in the same location that they were, because it's about to turn retrograde, and it'll be back at the same point. This feels a lot like Uranus right here. Uranus stations retrograde on the 28th, I think. So, yeah, in conjunction with that full moon in Pisces, Uranus turns retrograde. I think that full moon gives you the doubt, because that Uranus in retrograde will be squaring that moon again. And no, it won't be squaring that moon, but it'll be squaring your sign. I think this brings you a lot of insight, but all the answers, everything you need to know is inside of you. Everything you need to know is inside of you. And right about that time, Venus will just about be, Venus in your sign will be squaring Uranus as it stations retrograde. But it's going to come back to the same point. We're going to come back to the same point, that 19 degrees, that let's master this situation. Let's master how we're going to handle this energy. You have the key. Locked doors can be opened. If you have the strength to face the storm that's going on in your life. I think this fight that's raging inside of you is about picking up the key and turning the lock and stepping through the door to the new situation, whatever that means. Fall in love with your own story. Follow the path of joy. We got this pink of self-love. We've got this red of the root chakra. And we've got this orange of self-empowerment here. Fall in love with your own story. What do you want? What is it? What is it that you want to move forward on? Where do you want to wake up a year and a half from now in your life and say, wow, this is amazing? And so there's a shift happening. And when you fall in love with your own story, the story of I am strong, I am resilient, I am capable, I make choices and I live my life on my own terms, and I do the things that I need to do for me, and I am so proud of me and I am just really loving my life. Let that be the story that you write for yourself, right? Because this full moon says, embracing enthusiasm, shout to the heavens with happiness and the rainbow blessings. Blessings are pouring into your, no, they're showering into your life. They're showering into your life. That is because you do not get a rainbow without the storm. And so the rainbow is on its way. Blessings are showering. There's this cleansing storm that is going on in your life. There's a cleansing storm that is going on in your life. And what is happening right now is happening for you. It is not happening to you. It is allowing you to make this shift. Get out this full moon here with this information coming in. And here we have the dawn of a new day. You know what's interesting? I don't know if you can really see this sun here, but it looks really smoky and hazy, kind of like the sun has been looking here in North America on some of these days when that forest fire is raging and the smoke is pouring in, right? And it seems to obscure the sun, but the sun still, though dim, will shine through. And so allow yourself to be sparked up with enthusiasm. I release the need to know all the answers. Wow. Well, everything you need to know is inside of you. You're not going to find them out there, but you might find them one after the other. Oh my God, look at this. It comes with love and success. You don't need to see all the answers now. You need to be willing to face the storm and feel your way through it. To feel your way through it. Sorry if you heard my stomach growling. My tummy's a little upset. I'm drinking peppermint tea, hoping to calm it down. So, I know there is no greater goal than to love, is what the success card says. And then you got the love card. And I really feel like there is no greater goal than to self-love. Because when you self-love, it's reflected back at you through the eyes of others. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. Start with yourself, right? Self-love. I release the need to know all the answers. I don't know how you're going to get there exactly, but when you choose to transform your life, see all the little butterflies coming up there? By choosing the path of joy and happiness, by saying, you know what, this conflict that's going on inside of me, I don't need this. I'm going to choose to turn this around and make this play. Like, yeah, things are challenging, but I'm going to find the joy in it, and I'm going to be proud of myself as I overcome obstacles, and I'm going to do the things that make me feel good about me and about my life, because in there, that is the key, the joy. Wow. And it all kicks off here, because this is the cards of this full moon in your house of partnership. To get to the success here, release your doubts. The goal is love, and the love that you should be seeking first is total self-love. And true unconditional love means I accept all the pieces and the parts of me, even the things that others may consider icky or I might consider icky. They're not icky. They're the parts of me that make me unique and special, and therefore I am completely and totally lovable. Start there. Wow. All right, Leo. I'm on Facebook every day if you'd like to come over and check out the astrology of the day. We're also working actively with Venus over there as she does this long 4-month transformative transit through your sign, where she's helping you to really come into an appreciation of your own sense of self-worth, self-esteem, self-value, learning how to successfully fall in love with yourself. And in doing so, that is the light that is not dim anymore, but shines out into the world and allows others to see it. This is kind of a dim light compared to the one. The light's on the horizon, though. It's dawn is breaking, right? And so there's that. I do want to thank you for your support and for hitting the thumbs up and for your comments. It really helps to grow the channel, which allows other people to also receive messages that you find of value here. So I appreciate that so much. And I do personal readings, and the information for that is in the description box below. And I would love to hear from you. So you guys take care. Happy birthday to you. I'll see you all again back here soon.